Yeah, that is definitely something that we would like to get to. There are a lot of technological things that we need to implement, including the ability for your local game client to load a map on its own without connecting to a server. But it's definitely something we've talked about a lot. We do feel that the ability to jump in and drive around in a vehicle before you decide to purchase is really important. We are getting started with letting you check out the models of the vehicles in the game before you necessarily have to buy them with a new preview option that we're adding to the dealer trees. But we do want to continue expanding on that all the way to the point where you'll be able to enter training grounds with the vehicle. That's a great question because it's something that we talk about a lot here at Obsidian. We've dedicated a lot of work over the last several months in order to improve the performance of Armored Warfare across a wide range of computers. We've implemented a lot of different new elements of technology to give people better performance on lower-end computers, including geometry streaming, geometry instancing, level of detail improvements, and other things like dynamic resolution scaling, all of which will really help improve the frame rate on lower-end machines. At the same time, we do recognize that players that have higher-end machines really want to see that power put to use. And we're going to be constantly looking at ways of expanding that as well, with improving the scaling of our visual effects and particles, looking at additional weather details that we can put on machines that can handle it. Really, we want to explore a wide range of graphical options, but we want to make them a toggle so that users that can support them can enable them on their machines. Yeah, absolutely. As we continue to add more mechanics to the game, we'll be looking at the types of ammunition available to the vehicles to make sure we're representing as many different types of variety as possible. The key thing, though, is that we want to make sure that each type of ammunition actually has a role or a point before we introduce it. So when we bring these new types of ammunition in, it is likely that they'll come with a new type of mechanic where that specific ammunition is situationally advantageous. Yeah, that's absolutely something that we're going to be excited to show off once it's ready. We've been developing it and working on it for quite some time. We realize that players need to be able to evaluate the construction of their vehicles, not just so that they can improve the performance in their own vehicles, but also to understand how to battle other vehicles in the field depending on how they're configured and how their armor is set up. So right now we do have it working internally as a debugging tool that helps our designers evaluate the armor and the different penetrations across the tiers and how a different vehicle will perform in different circumstances. But it still needs some more polish and prettying up before we'll be quite ready to reveal to players, but we're really excited that we'll be able to do it soon. Yeah, that's something that we know is very important. It's something that we're continuing to work on. With each patch, we should be able to get closer to our goal, but it is something that we're going to need to invest a lot of time to get right. We do expect that players should be able to tell by looking at the type of impact damage visible on the vehicle what the shell was that struck them. So until we've reached that point, we'll be continuing to work on it. It really depends on the discipline of the developer and kind of the phase of the project that we're in. For example, it's quite common for artists to have a lot of work early on, while other disciplines are a little bit more stable. Towards the end of a project, when we're really focused on bug fixing and stabilization of the code, that's usually when programmers have to ramp up their time as well. But really, we try to find a good balance so that people aren't here excessively, but really the developers are happy and eager to work on this project. They're all very enthusiastic.